Hello, I'm Dr. Trent Burrup, founder of the Institute of Chiropractic and Acupuncture Therapy. And in this video, I'd like to demonstrate something that most people don't even realize is happening in the body. Let me start by saying that most people think of chiropractors as back and neck doctors. And while chiropractors spend a lot of time in the spine, really what chiropractors are neuromusculoskeletal specialists. Neuro means nerve, musculo means muscle, and skeletal has to do with the bones and the joints in the body. What chiropractors really are specialists in anything that potentially could be structurally out of balance in the body. Now, there are a lot of joints and there are a lot of nerves in the spine, and so it turns out that chiropractors spend a lot of time in the spine and are spinal specialists. But what about all the other joints in the body that aren't in the spine? What about your knee joints, shoulder joints? What about your ankle or foot joints, your wrist joints, your elbow joints? Those joints can malfunction and have problems too. And what happens is if those joints malfunction, it's very common that ligaments or tendons get stretched beyond their elastic ability to stretch. Certain muscles in those areas may get too tight. Some of them might get turned off or become weak. And what I want to demonstrate for you is how when nerves get pinched, it's almost like certain light switches get turned off to different parts of the body. So let's demonstrate that. One of the things that happens is nerves run through and over joints in the body. So if a joint malfunctions, if it gets stuck, misaligned, or locked up, it's very common for that nerve to get pinched, and those nerves run to different muscles. What that means is that if a muscle is malfunctioning, we can trace back through the nerve into the joints where that nerve may get pinched, and we can very accurately predict what joints are malfunctioning or having problems. For example, we can test Sherry. Bring this arm up. I'm going to do an orthopedic strength test for one of the muscles of the shoulder joint by pulling out. Hold strong for me. And notice, hold strong, that as she tries to hold, that muscle doesn't hold very well. If I change directions and test a different muscle, hold strong for me, that one holds a lot stronger. The one that's weak actually isolates the collarbone joint that connects to the chest. The indication is that her collarbone is jammed up or misaligned. So if we do a basic adjustment, and then we come back and recheck the muscle, hold strong for me, that holds a lot stronger because we've turned the light switch back on by getting the pressure off of the nerve that runs to that muscle. And it's instantaneous, the change that we can find or that we'll see in the joint and in the muscle. Now my question is, if someone has joints that are malfunctioning and causing those muscles to get turned off like that, what would happen if they started to put excessive forces or strain into those joints with physical activity? Whether we're talking about a professional athlete or a weekend warrior going out to play basketball with his friends or someone training for a 10K or a half marathon, there are two main things that happen. Number one is that the performance of that person is diminished. Number two is that the injury rate or the risk of injuries goes up significantly. Those two reasons are the main reasons why professional sports teams and college sports teams now have chiropractors on their medical staff as they work with their athletes to try to maximize their performance, but also to try and reduce the injury rate. So if you have a tendency to have problems in your extremities, shoulder problems, knee problems, foot or ankle problems, you would be very wise to get those evaluated by a chiropractor who's been trained in extremity adjusting, especially if you like participating in sports and athletic types of activities. Now, unfortunately, not all chiropractors are created equal when it comes to extremity adjusting. There are some chiropractic schools that don't have an extremity adjusting class in their curriculum. So you would be very wise to seek out a chiropractor who has done some extra training and certification in treating sports injuries. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Trent Burrup.